You know, the biggest impact on us over the past year or so actually has been the lockdown in Hong Kong and the fact that equity markets have been so poor, which has affected our business with affluent investors, right, with wealthy individuals. So of course that's down. But other things are up. The cross-border trade that we're doing, our risk management and financial markets. Look, we report our earnings tomorrow, so I can't give any inside scoop. But we had a very good first half of the year. Third quarter has been consistent in terms of the economic activity and trade activity. So broadly, yeah, we're in super good shape.
And then you get the recession that's coming in the developed world.
Could be.
Could be. Well, oh, come on.
It could
it's
be.
It's going to happen.
Well, could be.
How's that going to influence and hit you?
It doesn't help at all. Right? But let's keep in mind that where we're anchored, which is Africa, Asia, Middle East, we're not going to have a recession.
No, but the
spillover. There will be. The whole system's going to come down.
Yes.
For sure. It's going to come down. Thankfully, we're starting here with a really strong capital position, lots of cash in the bank, very clean loan portfolio with very small credit losses. So even if we have an uptick from here because of a recession, we'll be fine. And in fact, I think the global economy will be fine. We just have to let that rat pass through the snake.
You're sounding very, I won't say optimistic, I'd say sanguine.
Sanguine. I think we're all prepared for bad times in the next year or two. And I don't want to minimize that because bad times are very bad for the most vulnerable people. So if you're an emerging markets country that has an external debt problem or trade imbalance, life is very tough right now, as we've seen in places like Sri Lanka. These are a lot of the markets where we operate.
How can you help in those places? Because I was at the IMF and World Bank and I've been at the WTO, and essentially they're saying that we learned from the pandemic that the developed world doesn't really help sometimes.
Yep.
It's every man and woman for themselves in the lifeboats.
Yep.
So with the Sri Lankas and the emerging markets, at higher interest rates, it's going to get worse.
It's going to get worse. And the strong dollar. The strong dollar is very, very impactful for these countries. I'll say the obvious, which is that the best cure is prevention. So the earlier we can get in and help these countries to get things in balance, the better. But as we sit here right now, it's probably too late to prevent. So we've got to come up with some different cures.
What are the unusual aspects of the UK financial debacle in the last month? And there have been many. But one of the ones that I'm sure people like you are looking at is how the LDIs from the pension funds, these rather tedious instruments that have been around for decades, that were thought of as being genuine hedges, suddenly appeared to be ticking time bombs.
Yeah.
What does that tell us?
Yeah, it tells us that tail risks manifest themselves all the time. And look, I would venture to say every pension fund tested their liquidity. Do we have access to cash if a certain thing happens? Nobody's tested for a full percentage point increase in long-term gilt yields overnight. I don't think anybody thought that was a realistic possibility. Now we know it is. So the system will recalibrate. Just as the system did after the financial crisis, you get used to these black swan events, as they're called.
So does this mean now there could be other instruments buried elsewhere that are ticking?
Yeah, of course. And the idea that we're done with the black swans, forget it. There will always be black swans. It probably calls for being better capitalized generally, having more cash in the bank, liquidity in technical terms, generally. And if you get those things sorted out, then you can absorb the black swans.
Finally, the one thing that everybody says is the banking system is robust.
Yeah.
In fact, Jamie may say and complain about too high capital requirements, and Basel III may all be a real pain in the butt for the rest of you in terms of the amount. Yeah. But having just seen the Bank of England do it, I think I'd be happier with you all lending a little bit less, but having bigger buffers.
Well, we're lending a fraction of what we lent pre-2008, so we are much, much, much stronger than we were then. But there's a really interesting question, which is, at what point should the banking system accommodate every risk that could hit us? And at what point do you say, actually, the central bank should step in at some point? Let's think about some of the horrific acts of war or acts of nature. Should banks be capitalized to protect against the worst possible scenario? Well, if we are, the economy will grind to a halt. So central banks can manufacture liquidity pretty much for free. And that's what the Bank of England did in this LDI crisis. I think that's a perfect example of where you draw the line and say, up to a point, the private sector has to take care of itself. Beyond that point, the central bank can actually smooth things through.
And that point will be a movable feast.
If you knew what it was in advance, you'd protect against it in advance.